Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of news to go over, especially that the sun has just ejected a CME that's sending over a geomagnetic storm that's supposed to hit the earth here within the next day or so in light of everything that's going on right now. We're going to talk about Hurricane Milton making landfall, Americans are being evacuated from Lebanon, and much more. Severe geomagnetic storm to hit Earth as hurricane batters Florida. NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center warned on Wednesday that a super fast, that's the key ladies and gentlemen, a super fast Earth-facing coronal mass ejection, or otherwise known as a CME, erupted from the sun at a speed of 1,200 to 1,300 kilometers per second, would spark a severe G4 geomagnetic storm on Thursday, potentially disturbing critical assets on the grid that are crucial for powering modern society. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the end of the world? Absolutely not, but get as prepared as you possibly can just in case. You should already be prepared if you've been a long-time watcher of this show. But let me go ahead and show you here a quick clip that Ben over from Suspicious Observer put up on his channel, just letting you all know from his perspective as a scientist what it is that this coronal mass ejection will affect on Earth, and then we'll read on a little bit more.
Which means satellites could take charging events and errors. Auroras are likely to be visible from low latitudes in various parts of the world. We will almost certainly see the normal network disruptions and upticks in electrical fires, and it's possible we'll see larger scale grid issues and infrastructure outages from power to internet to cellular.
For those of you that don't know, solar flares are powerful bursts of radiation. Harmful radiation from a flare cannot pass through Earth's atmosphere to physically affect humans on the ground. However, when intense enough, they can disrupt the atmosphere in the layers where GPS and communication signals travel. In addition to that, they can surpass even all of the layers, get down to ground level where our grid is, and knock it out. That is the most severe of circumstances, ladies and gentlemen, depending on how strong the geomagnetic storm is. Let's see what they say this one has in store for us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you missed the video that I put up yesterday on all of the Prime Day deals that are going on with the AP community partners, check out the video that I put up. I'll leave it on the upper right hand corner, either here or there, for you to check out after this one. This is the time of the year, or one of the time of the years, that you can save a lot of money depending on what you're looking for. This is a scale of the severity of different solar storms. This one here is being put at G4, which is pretty significant. As you can see here, it only goes up to G5. But G4 says that possible widespread voltage control problems and some protective systems will mistakenly trip out on key assets from the grid. Right? Other systems that include pipeline currents affect preventive measures. HF radio propagation will be sporadic. Satellite navigation will be degraded for hours. Low frequency radio navigation will be disrupted. Auroras will be seen as low as 45 degrees geomagnetic latitude. So ladies and gentlemen, just protect what you have. If you have a Faraday cage and you feel that you may need to use it in this instance, go ahead. Me personally, I'm going to cover a few key items with my Faraday blanket, and I'm going to try to get as many things unplugged from the grid as I possibly can. And for those of you that are going to be hunting for the aurora, here is a map that will show you about where it will appear, and it looks like it's going to encompass all of Alaska, which will be pretty awesome. Look at this, pretty much the entire country of Canada will be able to experience the aurora, in addition to some of the northern states here in the United States of America. This here is pretty interesting. The water has been sucked out of Tampa Bay by Milton, and it happened fast, they say.
So this is Tampa Bay. Look at this. All the water has run out of the bay. We just walked over here. Luis is shooting. We're along Bayshore Boulevard. Hopefully you can hear me. The water is gone, so it has been sucked out by Milton, which we suspected was going to happen.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you know, but this is nothing to take lightly. If you live in the path of this hurricane or hurricanes that are going to be coming, and the local officials like your sheriff's department, your fire department, etc., they tell you, hey, you need to evacuate, maybe it's because you really do need to evacuate, all right? Don't be taking some chances and then ending up being a statistic. Analyst and financial writer John Rubino is warning of a massive financial crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, this next financial crisis that we have, they will not be able to paper over, but they will try, making things worse than 2008 and 9, and even, in my opinion and others' opinions, worse than the Great Depression. So the time to prepare is right now. And he says this does not get fixed easily. And to the extent this gets fixed at all, this gets fixed via chaos. This is going to be unlike anything we have seen in our lifetimes, not since the Great Depression. Nothing like this has ever happened. And it hasn't, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of debt that is out there is so massive that it is impossible for us to ever pay it off. So we are living on debt upon debt and upon debt. And those that have saved their life savings in fiat currency notes, i.e. in dollars or the currency of their respective country, those are the ones that are going to lose the most. When everyone is lying to you, he says, like the mainstream media, the politicians, the people that you're supposed to trust, even some Leos lie to you in order to get their way. But I digress. The people start to lose hope in society. And he says that starting with the weapons of mass destruction, which the government lied to us to get us into a multi-trillion-dollar war in Iraq, it's been one of the big lie after another. So they just have to keep making lies after lies after lies in order to keep that printing press going. It's about the money. You may not want to hear that, but AP, have you no empathy for everyone that passed away during that war? Absolutely, and that's why I talk about this, because for us, the common folk that send our children off to foreign lands to give their lives for this country, but instead later find out that they gave their lives for corporations and for bigwig politicians to get richer and richer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's why I talk about this, because it's all been a big lie. And here he says that one of the events that can really set things off is if some nations decide to attack nuclear missile silos in certain countries. He says that if that occurred, oil would go to about $150 a barrel, which would completely implode the stock market. And he finishes off saying that we are not far from that, because 45 has even said that Israel should go ahead and take care of those nuclear facilities, and that Biden pretty much is being used in order to propagate World War III, or at least the start of World War III, just in time for him to get out of office, but getting the job done of getting us into a war nonetheless. Chaos is definitely coming, but I'm hoping it is survivable chaos, and I'm not sure that it will be. Let's all hope that it will be survivable chaos, ladies and gentlemen. That is why I'm such an advocate of being prepared, because it's for survival. It's not for the end of the world. As of a few days ago, U.S. State Department officials said that some 8,000 Americans are in the country, and they're in touch with the embassy trying to get help so that they can get out of there. Our best wishes go to them so that they can make it back home safely. You see, ladies and gentlemen, how it works. You see how grateful people are to be Americans when they go outside of our country, and how grateful those people that are outside of our country that live in other countries are to be able to come to the United States of America. So if you're one of those America haters, maybe you should go to one of these other countries and see what it's like before you start hating on the country that allows you to hate it in plain sight without prosecuting you. Anyways, I digress. This is a heck of a shame. America's homeless population reaches record highs under this administration. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a politics thing, but in a way it is. Why? Because the Democrats use this as politics. They rather help people that are here unlawfully than we ourselves, we Americans. Because right now it is the government that decides with your tax dollars who fails and who wins. And right now, who's failing? The American people are. And who's winning? Those that they want to buy a vote from. I digress. Let's go ahead and call it that. Go ahead and check out all of the links that I have for my partners because they are all having Prime Day sales. Some sales you can save as much as like $2,500, $2,700 if you're looking for a solar generator system. Go check out Nutrient Survival. They're having really good deals for Prime Day, up to like 30% off, I believe. Go check out Itahel is going to give me a great deal on their little reverse osmosis system that you can take anywhere. But SIMPURE is also having a great deal for Prime Day, and they're also celebrating their 18th anniversary. So go check them out if you have any water filtration needs. In addition to that, I've got other sponsors like Hybrid Lights, which provide me with some of the very best, if not the best and most robust flashlights that they have to offer in the market. These things take a beating, they last forever, keep a charge for 7 years. Awesome flashlights, and they're not very expensive at all. Amongst other things that I have down there, ladies and gentlemen, go check them out if you're in the market for these things. Save some money now during Prime Week, because this is one of those times in the year where you can save a few dollars. Other than that, God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I am out.